Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? This Super Dave back at it again with the PA Political Revolution podcast, and we back at it again. Hopefully, this time this will be a little bit a quicker, a shorter podcast, right? Basically, what I'm going to kind of go over and talk about is the flip flopping of morals between Brandon Bartie, and the constable, Chris Breaks, right, his handler, his plus one, and how they kind of flip flopped with the smoking situation, right? They had a huge campaign for a city that's not for a non-smoking Port Arthur, right, which will affect all of the businesses down here. Now they switched from that into like showcasing stogies. Right now they're a cigar supporter, a smoking supporter. So we want to go ahead and take a look on that, right? So this should be a good podcast. I found out one of the old clippings that they had. No, I went to the meeting, right? They actually have the council meeting where they kind of went over, and we're gonna kind of go ahead and kind of go through that. I'm kind of skim through it and kind of talk about that right quick. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Good evening again to Mayor and Council. Um, I'm here representing the Smoke Free Coalition of Port Arthur, and our purpose is to promote a healthier community by decreasing secondhand smoke in public places and indoor work places also. Since we've been doing this campaign and getting involved with other people here in the city, we have been initiating a couple of events as far as what we call National Kick Butts Day. When I say kick butts, I mean cigarette butts. And we went out to a few of the schools, and we also went out to the library, and we read books on to the kids that attended as far as the awareness of smoking and educated them on secondhand smoke. And the kids also took an oath. There I junior deputized them into taking the oath against smoking in their lives to come in the future. So we went to elementary at Lee School, and we went to Stephen F. Austin about this also. And the speakers that came today, they spoke on what we had, the health impact, disparities of health equality, and we have one more that's going to come after. We have a 3-minute video, if we might go ahead and show that to the everyone in the room.
Now, people understand when Bates and Barty and Councilwoman Hamilton at that time, when they underwent this smoke-free Port Arthur, right? They got T-shirts for it. They made up a coalition. They went and got some household name people around the area. This is a big deal, right? This is a huge deal. This is an extreme of one form, right? This is a anti-smoking extreme. Now, I'm going to show you, right? They're going to go from one extreme to the other. Now, usually if they don't really, people don't really go on this side, right? They don't normally go to the healthy side to smoking. Usually people go to, like myself, right? Went from the smoking cigarette side to the healthy side, right? And if I would kind of stray back to smoking, usually people don't really politicize the smoking because they feel like they let some people down by going back to smoking. So normally if a person started off smoking and went to a healthier side, and even if they fell back, they don't publicize the smoking. But over here, they did the opposite. They went on the healthy side and went over to the smoking side. Now let's go ahead on and go ahead on and finish up with this. Now right now I'm about to show now it gets deeper than just a doggone saying about smoking, right? Changing your mind about smoking. They actually wanted to force businesses to do this, right? They wanted to convince you as an actual citizen, a business owner, that having a having a smoke-free city is going to increase your revenue on the local nightclubs and businesses. Let's go ahead and check this out. Just a couple of minutes of what this video is going to show.
We were trying to establish ourselves as a coffee house. To some people, coffee and tobacco goes together, and there was a concern that it would affect the business.
I felt like if I didn't let them smoke, they would leave, and that was our income.
More than a smoking or a non-smoking issue, it's more about your freedom being taken away.
When we first heard the ordinance was coming into effect, it was kind of personal to us because that's our money. And that is kind of why we said, forget this. We're going to put ashtrays out at 5 o'clock upstairs and see what happens. We got a ticket, and then the health department came down for an inspection.
Now understand, this video is strictly for business owners, right? This anti-smoking propaganda is to make you believe that if we force everybody by what we want them to do, that everybody's going to fall in line. So people, you always want to be aware. You always want to have your freedoms, people. You really do not want to be in a situation where you gave away your freedoms voluntarily. You always want to keep that. You want to have the right to choose if to smoke or not to smoke or anything else. So people, you want to pay attention to this. You never want to give away your freedom to where government has to take it away from you. I mean, so understand, this is something deeper than just smoking. Chris Bates and them, they was on this campaign, not smoking, got a big coalition, big thing going on. Let's go ahead and kind of skim through, let you see what else is going on in there.
And see statewide. And there were several major cities represented as far as Houston.
They were the ones
that city smoking ordinance.
We got a ticket, and then the health department came down for an inspection. We did have a nice little fine. We had to
Chris,
pay.
do you want to tell us
And
what the
so
video
that's
is
when
about, since we don't have the
finally
sound
decided,
to
all
it?
right,
Just
we're going to follow the law.
The video,
expound on the...
I'll be working on it. The video basically showed business owners in cities that city smoking ordinances had been passed through the city council. And it's basically showing how at some point they were apprehensive to the smoking ordinance to the city. And through the years, they've come to realize that the ordinance actually helped their businesses financially, and there was several major.
And you can kind of see Chris Bates reading this, right? So he's being forced to do this, or he's, just being a puppet, in my opinion, right? He seems like he doesn't really have passion behind this anti-smoking thing. So that's why, to me, you can't really trust people that has a big back and forth issue over morals. Let's keep on going.
Cities represented as far as Houston, who has a comprehensive smoking ordinance, the city of Austin, and there are several states also here in the United States that have statewide smoking comprehensive ordinances for the state. So they basically were telling would tell you all that,
but then
that they
a week
were
later, they were back, because they were here for the food.
pleased about the
We
smoking
saw an
ban.
increase
So
in business.
they're going to work
It was
on
a
that
big
and
increase. It was 15, 20%. It just got busier and busier. It was a very
Okay,
positive
so you have...
thing. I don't
Okay,
see any
since they
comments.
can't get that to work, do you have another speaker coming up, Chris?
Yeah, they have the audio going. I don't know what's going on with the city and the audio. They have the audio playing in the back, but as you heard, they couldn't hear it at that time for whatever reason.
yes, we're going to go ahead and call on
law went into
Blake,
effect, it gave us an
and
opportunity
after that we'll
smokers
have
further
Jerry
away
come
from
also.
interests. Because we're fuming.
My
Once the
address is
ordinance
2500
went
Fondren
through, it leveled
in
the
Houston,
playing
the
field.
affiliate of the American
People aren't
Cancer
gonna take
Society
anymore as an
and a
untruth.
coalition
After
partner
the
of the
law,
Smoke Free
smokers were
Texas
still coming
Coalition.
in.
Okay, now they got somebody from the American Cancer Society, right? I'm assuming he's going to go through about a whole bunch of statistics on cancer, deaths, how bad secondhand smoke is, and just give a little bit of this.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight. I hope that you'll hear tonight that there is strong support for smoke-free efforts to reduce the exposure to secondhand smoke across the city of Port Arthur. Any number of serious and/or chronic medical conditions can be caused or aggravated by exposure to someone else's secondhand smoking. It only tells them to smoke outside where the health of others is not damaged. Citizens of Texas support clean. Interestingly, those numbers, when examined by political party preference, also showed overwhelming support for smoke-free policies. 73% of Republicans, 78%.
Okay, now the reason why I'm kind of itemizing everything to show you that this isn't some type of fly-by-night type of propaganda that's been passed, right? That's been going through. It's a all-out war against your rights. It's an all-out war against so-called secondhand smoking at this time, right? So when you look at this, you think these people actually believe this?
Of independents and 84% of Democrats. Cities of all sizes across the state of Texas is the protection.
All right, and I don't see any council member lights on. So who is your other presenter, Chris, before I go out to the audience and the
now,
council
you see
members?
Chris kind of spearheading this
Did you have another
section.
one?
No, ma'am.
Another
That's going to be
presenter?
it. So you
Okay. All right, and I don't see any council member lights on. So at this time, if there's anyone in the audience that wish to speak to this public hearing, you may do so at this time. Just anyone wishing to speak to this public hearing?
Excuse me, Mayor.
Would you, huh?
There is one. He's in the back.
Okay,
Just
but
there.
okay, minutes to address the council.
Smokers have a right to not breathe the smoke-filled air. But when we go to a place that has smoking, we are breathing that smoke-filled air.
Get now another person
Formaldehyde.
complaining
The Mayo
about
Clinic
smoking.
says that secondhand smoke can cause cancer, asthma, bronchitis, walking pneumonia, and other.
There you go. We got all of these statistics now. We're getting all of these statistics on why secondhand smoking is bad and why you shouldn't have the right to smoke in any type of environment.
Health issues. Both smokers and
Recorded in the back, and this is a live streaming meeting. So
Okay.
if every speaker, please speak directly into the mic.
non-smoking yard, restaurant, nightclub, but a lot of go to, and we're not able
All
to.
the statistics.
It's a serious health.
We were a smoking facility in Beaumont
You got Ron
when
Carroll
we
up in
originally opened, and we were wondering about what the impact was going to be to our bottom line when the city of Beaumont passed this ordinance. One of the things we saw was
Now you got Vida's police chief over here with this. Vida's police chief is over here at the council. Well, he wasn't Vida's police chief at that time. I think he was running for sheriff or whatnot, but he's over here talking about this.
positive influence on the bottom line. We found that we made a decision for a facility. And
You just come.
So you have all of these people coming to council and tell you how smoking is bad, right? This is well thought of, well organized anti-smoking coalition. Let's keep going.
Now let us have your name and address. You have.
We ask that you vote yes in support of a comprehensive smoke-free ordinance before you tonight that protects all Port Arthur's Americans who work out that when they apply for residence, that is how they not have to be put at risk. So that amount, 50, I think, was very well talked about already. While others might claim this is going to hurt business, on behalf of our 88 members involved.
See, they know citizens' claims, right? Small business owners' claim on this is going to hurt business, but they don't care. They're telling you, do what I'm telling you to do, and you just go deal with it. You'll just don't worry about it. You'll be all right. We telling you don't smoke. We don't care about your business. Just do what we say and shut up. That's basically what they're saying with the smoke ban, right?
Volunteers who live and work in the city of Port Arthur, we ask you to support this ordinance and appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good evening. My name is Rachel Scott. My address is there supporting this. I have a sister who has asthma, and in times past, we have gone to establishments within the city to enjoy a family meal. And
okay, now we're going. Now we hitting on your sympathies, right? We're telling you our own personal. First, we gave you they gave you statistics. Now they're going to start going in onto the personal experience of family members dealing with cancer, secondhand smoke of one form or another. Let's check it out.
Even if we were put in the non-smoking section, a lot of times we've had to go home. She's had to have breathing treatments. And we've those establishments who do allow smoking, but because of the smoking and their allergies, they...
Hi, I'm Christina Morris. Tiffany, thank you especially. We're here, the gift of life, to save lives. As you all know, we
got the gift of life. Now, understand, this is a big coalition. They got everybody up there, right? Everybody. This is not just a little whim on, hey, I'm probably going to change my mind. This is an organized event. This is organized.
Come quite often knocking on your doors. So as a member and as a registered nurse and working in Jefferson County for many years,
nurse, 42. Some of those are, I am sorry I've ever started smoking. Some of, Lord, why didn't I take better care of myself? Speak anymore. Tears coming from their eyes, and you could see their eyes wanting to talk to you. Sights of a newly and late diagnosed patient.
Personal accounts.
With lung cancer. Then the death note that was sent to the doctor, that specialized CAT scan.
Personal accounts.
6 months later, from across the country, is taken off. My mother, as we walked out of the doctor's office, and for all of those that desire a healthier community.
Giving you personal accounts.
She's coming, then you can come.
Port Arthur, Texas. I've been here 19 years. She has COPD, and I never ever imagined a trait being put on somebody that never ever smoked. Non-smoker.
Let us have your name and address for the record, and you have 3 minutes to address the council.
Let's go ahead and check it out from this brother right here. I'm going to let his play all the way.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Jared Phillips. My address is 2650 Port Arthur, Texas, 77640. I am the senior pastor of True Vine Missionary Baptist Church.
True Vine Church.
I am supporting this. My dad died from colon cancer. My grandfather.
Supporting the no smoking agenda. Father died from colon cancer.
Died from lung cancer.
Grandfather died from lung cancer.
My children's grandfather died from lung cancer.
Another family
and all of it came from smoking. A lot of people didn't understand my dad had throat cancer before he had colon cancer. It came from smoking.
Wow.
My mother is functioning right now only on one lung because of her childhood days. Her parents were smokers.
So it sound like 3 family members with cancer. One of them had throat cancer. The father, I think he had throat cancer and colon cancer, if I'm not mistaken. Pardon me on this. Now the mother is functioning from one lung, right?
And it's a shame that on certain occasions, if to go to a business, that we can't even go with our families to sit down and eat because they can't breathe. Or for my children to come to me and say, Dad, I don't want you to be like grandfather and dad and your dad. We want you to live. And then they find out about secondhand smoking and find out how they could die. And we want to go to places and where we can eat and have fun, like some people have already explained about restaurants and certain places where they can play games, but even in fun places where they could hang, they're smoking, and our children could literally die. It's a very serious matter.
Wow, serious.
And we want to make sure we do the right thing, not only for us, but we want to do the right thing for our children.
Right thing for
because the first thing that I understand is we don't want to make the wrong decision because we want to make our habits comfortable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I apologize. I know you don't need an apology. I called you by your dad's name because I loved your dad. I called you.
Wow. So there you go. You heard it from a young pastor right there, right? You heard it from a young pastor on all of the problems that they had from secondhand smoking, right? So now I bring all of that up to show you this is a big push from this, right? It's a big push for anti-smoking, stop smoking. There's a big coalition. So we see that. We got people from the Gift of Life. We got people from the Cancer Society giving you all type of statistics. And after the statistics, then we give you the actual personal account. So now we're tugging on your heartstrings on people and family members' problems dealing with actual secondhand smoke. Now, not only family members dealing with it, now we go over to the actual RNs. We have nurses talking about it, right? From what they've seen happen to certain patients with secondhand smoke. Now, after this, we have a pastor, Mr. Jared Phillips, right? True Vine gives you a powerful testimony about how his father had secondhand smoke, grandfather had it, children's grandfather had it with lung cancer. Then also, I think he said from his father may have had throat cancer before he had colon cancer. Pardon me if I'm just kind of going through it. Pardon me if I'm speaking. Then he talks about the kids saying, hey, they don't want you to die and all of this. So powerful statement right from him. But that was around 2006, right? 16, I'm sorry. That was a council meeting April 5th of 2016. So now, right, in with October 2022, we see that Brandon Bartie has a fundraiser at a notable smokers lounge, right? A place where they sit down and enjoy smoking. So now this is kind of strange, right? Because before you had all of this anti-smoking stuff, now what changed to over here where you have Bartie not only flossing the smokes, right? And it seems to be the same people that's with it. You have, now unfortunately, I was sad to see this pastor over there because now you can go on the pastor's page, Facebook page, and see he was at the smokers lounge, right? He was actually with them. So where do we cross the line, right? Where do we actually hold certain type of morals or moral compass? If we like smoking, if we don't like smoking, and we tell this to a whole bunch of people, now since smoking is cool now, right? Now since we have a lot of smoke shops, smoke lounges to go digging, now since we have popular people running these businesses, now we feel it's cool that we can go ahead and clout chase off of the names of the people that's actually running these businesses, right? So now we cool with going to smoke shops. Now we're cool with going to smokers lounges. Now we're cool doing these different type of things and advertising at night and just looking good with the cigar. But hold on, man. How can you trust any one of these politicians that's willing to go on the council, city council, Facebook, social media, and throw all of these statistics at you, right? Throw all of these accounts where people are having their family members deal with this, man. I mean, look, people, it's right in your face. You have these undercover snakes. You have these Benedict Arnolds. You have these false faces, right? What I like to call them. You have these false faces that gives you one side and yet the other. But people, you have to see and understand that this is bad for you. You have an extreme where we come from one side where they're saying, hey, we don't like smoking. We don't like smoking so much. We're going to force your business, right, to not smoke. We're going to take your right away from smoking. And we want to tell you as the government what we want you to do to not smoke. And then we go from that strong extremism from over there to over here on the extreme other side, right? Where we want to smoke. Now we're being a stogie aficionado, right? Now we want to be a stogie representative. Now we kind of representing the smoke, right? So one of those is a lie. I don't believe a person's moral compass can actually engulf both of those things, right? Especially from the healthy side going to the non-healthy side. Like I said earlier, I can expect people to come from a smoker side going to the healthy side, right? Where, hey, I understand this is a healthy side. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop. And even if I kind of fall back, I'm not going to actually, promote it too much. I just kind of smoked a couple of cigarettes, smoked a couple blunts, smoked a couple of cigars, smoke whatever, right? But now, but I can understand that side. But now you have it in the reverse. But I don't see how you can look at all of the statistics, the personal accounts, giving your own doggone account, and go to where, hell, forget all that, I'm going to smoke. And not just smoking, we publicizing the places that we're at. We also publicizing the cigarettes, the cigars, the weed that we're smoking, right? Whatever type of instrument we're promoting, we're being the face of it. So, man, look, you got to understand these people are not, and for the people that's in these businesses, right? You have to understand these politicians are not for you. Just as I've shown you clips of the extreme means that they're going to go ahead and control and to harm your business, you can't trust them. They're wishy-washy. They don't change their minds. They fully understand what they're doing. They're politicians, so they swing all over which way, right? And I'm just trying to show you, as citizens, business owners, you can't trust some of these folks. You have to make these people go on to hold a standard. You have to make these politicians accountable for a standard, right? You can't just sit around and let these people tell you anything and you wonder why the city is where it's at, people. You have to open your mind and understand, look, it's right here in your face. You don't have an excuse. I'm telling you these people are lying to you. I'm telling you these people are wishy-washy. Well, correction. I'm showing you. This is their words. Super Dave not saying this. This is Bates saying this. This is Brandon's picture on here. This is that young man as a pastor showing this. And let me go ahead and say one thing. Now, I'm really upset that. Now, I'm really disappointed in this young guy, right? Mr. Jared Phillips at True Vine. Now, I don't have a problem. You can support whoever you want to support. Support Bartie, Bates, whoever, anybody, support them. But the problem where I get, man, look, hold on to your set of morals. Don't let these crooked politicians strip you of your morals, man. Don't let them do that to you. If you like smoking, cool. Or if you impartial to it, cool. But don't go on one side talking about your family, using it as a heartstring to say that you're against smoking. Then you use all your family members and you use your kids on there saying, Daddy, don't die. And then you go to a smoker's lounge with your friends and, show a videotape of them enjoying yourself in a smoker's lounge, right? I mean, I'm cool with it, but just hold on to a set of principles, especially if you as a pastor. I don't know nothing, negative about the young man or whatnot. I'm indifferent to him. But don't let these politicians screw you over, brother. Don't let these people use you and abuse you. You don't want to be nothing like these old goddamn pastors we have over here that dibble and dabble in politics. You don't want to be like these old ass pastors. Look, you're a young guy. Look, you don't really have to fall for this type of stuff. Now I know they got one pastor that's, down with Chris Bates with him. I think he's cool, but he doesn't really. Now he's cool with him on the friend side, but I haven't really seen him get into this politics stuff, right? So that's why I would say you should be. Let these politicians politic, right? Let them use their word and wishy-washy to try to manipulate people's votes. Pastors, man, look, you need to stay out of this, man. This is not. Look. The new generation is not really into the church scene like that. The young generation, because they can see, all the lies and stuff. They have a lot of questions about certain religion. Don't make it easy for these young folks. Another type of, if you're looking to enlarging your base, right? Don't make it easy for people that's on the borderline of Christianity, right? Or is looking for Christianity to kind of stray away because you, as a pastor, are manipulating your word for political means, right? Or you're just not honorable as a person. You need to hold on to your word, man. Look, you can support who you want to, but man, hold on to your word as a pastor. And unfortunately, pastors are having a bad name because you have a lot of them that's sleeping with the flock. If not that, sleeping with the congregation, cheating on the wives, stealing money, lying. You have a bad reputation on pastors and pastors here. So as a young pastor, you and others, y'all need to just hold on to your word, man. If anything else, hold on. Support them any other way. But if you're going to give us a breakdown on how secondhand smoking has killed your whole family, has got your kids thinking you can die, please don't. On the flip side, don't go to a smoker's lounge promoting this here when you've stood up on the council and said, hey, I don't like secondhand smoking. I support a whole ban not to. So understand, citizens, people that's watching this is all political, man. This is all political. You need to understand that you can't trust these politicians, right? I'm showing you these individuals, you can't trust them. All of this is about control, right? Now, just imagine if they forcing you to do this. Just imagine what they're going to do, what Bartie is going to do with the JP. Now, he told you he's going to be like his father, so you can't fault the man because he told you what he's going to do. He told you what he's going to do. You see they don't have any type of set standards they'll go by. They'll lie about anything. They'll use their morals. Hey, I hate smoking. Hey, I like smoking, So, people, this is another episode of the PA Politicare Revolution podcast. Take it easy. Peace.